Alright, howdy, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video for Sword Art Online Last Recollection. My name is Ventus SGN. What's good? Alright, guys, in this Sword Art Online Last Recollection guide video, I'm going to go over the basics of tactical arts and how you can use them to help your gameplay and help you do more damage and just overall make your team a better team. Alright, so first of all, you access your tactical arts by pressing the options menu and then going into your tactical arts. And then you'll have these four tiles. Now, when you play the game a certain way through, I don't know how far you are in your gameplay. I think it was around like chapter 7, maybe chapter 6, whenever I was leveled up enough to be able to change my tactical arts panel to whatever I want. So if you are using your tactical arts and it doesn't look like this, you probably will have a tactical arts panel that looks something like this. Let me change my weapon really quick to something else. Alright, let's just go. I've never used fist before. Alright, so if I have it on my fist tactical arts, you're probably going to have your tactical arts panel to look like this. It'll say HP is low, or when HP is low, you can command your characters to do something. When, a combo command, you can tell them to do something. When they monitor any status and the post action. So it's probably going to look like this. And you can definitely go in there and then tinker around with these things. But when you get to a certain level, you're able to actually go to these and customize arts and click on that and change this to whatever you want and make it do whatever you want. So I'll just kind of briefly explain what they are, I guess. So basically, when HP is low, it's sort of self-explanatory. Like when your character's HP gets a certain amount, that means that character, whatever you have this panel like attached to, they're gonna do whatever you commanded to do. So if I go to customize art and when my HP is low, he's gonna do this, the Blessing of Paradise. So he does that instantly. Or whenever I tell him to, by pressing L1 and then pressing the triangle, he's gonna instantly do that. I guess it was on Silica. Where's me? Okay, yeah, you gotta actually put it on Kirito. So I put it on Kirito and I press triangle, he's instantly gonna do it, So this is kind of like how you can have your every skill in the game, but basically attached to your character. You don't necessarily have to have it on your actual like skill palette. So like on the skill palette, you have just these four things, but if you use tactical arts, you could use like all of them essentially. All right, so if I go back to the tactical arts, basically what I want to do now, and I'll set this up with the fist since I don't really use the fist that much, and I'll just change it. So how it would do this is, right, so when HP is low, this is one that I like to keep because this one is super duper useful. I want him to be able to heal like whenever his health gets low. So I'm going to customize the arts panel. 75% or less, that's kind of like, whatever. I'm probably never going to get to that because my tank character is so good right now. So I'm just going to change this to say on my advanced settings, I'll press square. I'll change it to 50% or less. That's when I want him to heal, and he's going to do one skill, right? So then I'll probably want him to do another skill after that. So I'm just going to press right on the D-pad and then select another skill for him to do, and we'll go Warrior's Care. And then if I want to, I can add another one, but I kind of don't want him to do too many skills because I don't like not having control over my main character. So I'll save and I'll exit there. And then I'll do monitor enemy status. Now this it's kind of useful, monitor enemy status, to keep it on there because literally what it does is whenever your enemy does a specific thing, like monitor enemy status, and we can just go and press square there. When your enemy is broken, you can have your character do something. When your enemy is aerial, you can have your character do something. When it's down, you can have it do something. When it's stunned, you can have it do something. So we'll just keep it on when the enemy is broken for right now, and we can change it to Ryusei. He does this attack whenever his enemy is broken, does another attack when his enemy is broken. But I think that when the enemy is broken, I want him to do something else, like a skill. So I want him to sort of power up a little bit, and I have this other skill. I'm not sure if I can use it on this, but it gives you more damage when your enemy is downed or broken. Yeah, key order. Okay, so I'm focused on the perfect moment to go on the offensive, dealing extra damage to downed enemies. So actually, I'll put that on, and I'll change this to, instead of broken, we'll change it to down. So whenever my enemy goes down, he's going to go use this, the key order, to give himself extra power, and then he's going to do whatever this weapon skill is to do serious damage to that down target. So that is really good. And I could put another skill there, but again, like I said, I kind of want to keep control of my character without him doing too much. All right, so I'll save and exit that. Now, this one on this panel, so this is like another little trick that I do. Like, I have a panel saved for all of my characters, and that's going to be the X panel. So whenever I either go into a fight or, it's just the one thing that helps me buff my characters, I guess. So every character has pretty much the same thing on their buff, especially my Alliance member characters, because if you don't know, the Alliance member characters, they share their buffs with other members of your team. Like, if you have an Invincible character or an Arms character, like Yu-Gi-Oh is an example of an Invincible character. He doesn't share his buffs. Kirito, when you first get him, you can change Kirito to whatever type you want him to be, but he starts off as an arms character. He doesn't share his buffs, so you definitely have to look and see like which character does what. So I'll just go to edit party, and you can sort of see here. Like right now I have my Kirito at arms, Yu-Gi-Oh is invincible, my Alice, she's invincible, and then I have Silica as an alliance character as well. I think what may be like the meta coming up in the future, it might just be 3 alliance characters, so you can share 3 different buffs and get, you know, triple the buffs or whatever like that. But for right now, I think the move for me going through the game, playing through it, like having invincible Yu-Gi-Oh as a tank, so he can like take the aggro and we don't have to get hit. All right, so anyways, back to the tactical arts. So this bottom tile, I like to set this to like a buff tile, right? So I'll customize the arts on this, and it's order, so order when commanded to. So there's no like condition to this, nothing happens unless you tell them to do these panels or these things, he's not gonna do it. All right, so what I wanna do for this one is I'll change this to a specific skill. And the first skill that I wanna do is gonna be Sword of the Goddesses, skill speed plus 10%, attack plus 3%. The next thing I want him to do is another skill. It's gonna be Fire Spark. Fire Spark, Chain Burst Power plus 10%, so that's more damage. And then there's one more skill that I want to have him do whenever he is there, and I think it's either Master, no, here it is right here. Resonating Souls, Chain Burst, Opening Time plus 10%, Chain Burst Modifier plus 3%. So those are the 3 skills, 3 really good buff skills that you can do to do more damage, and I have that on that bottom panel. So I usually use this panel, or this tile, whenever I first start a fight. So I have this on all my alliance characters. So whenever I go into a fight, I'll hit this and I'll have them do it. Like certain characters though, sometimes I might trade out Fire Spark for Billion Blossom, because Billion Blossom ignores Skill Connect X fail, and that's super good. But if you're good with your Skill Connect X, you don't have to worry about failing. But when you're trying out a new weapon, for sure you're going to want this on there, so you don't have to worry about messing up. Alright, so I'll save and exit on that, and then I have this other one. You can pretty much, like, I'd like to have one free to, like, do whatever I want, you know what I mean? Like, certain times I might feel like I want to be, like, a vampire and have, like, a Siphon type build, so I'll just go order, and then I'll just change it to whatever. So there's one skill that I got, it's called Dark Impulse, HP Absorption plus 100. I love this one because you get your health back as you attack, so I usually put that one on there. And then, let's see, another one. Godward Warrior is a really good one to have as well, and that costs 300. That's a really tough one, so yeah, you probably don't want to put that one on with anything else. So let's go ahead and remove that one, because that one, you press options and then you just go to erase on that one. I forgot that one's like a little bit too much, but you definitely want to have Godward Warrior on everybody, especially Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's see, Law of Protection is good. Aggregation, that's not for a DPS though. Morale boost, now there's one that actually, Tempering the Soul, SP costs 10%, minus 10%, so that's super good. That means you 10% less on the SP for all of your skills, so that's really good. Ode to Victory, oh no, there's one that actually helps you get your SP back, and that's another really, really good one. Like, you get it over time. Leader's Inspiration, that's one. Draw on the power of those who came before you. Grant allied gauge regeneration. So that's definitely another good one that you want to put on there. So Dark Impulse to get your health back. Temper of the Soul, so you cost less whenever you like do your skills. And then Leader's Inspiration, you get your SP back like gradually, faster. You normally get it back just by attacking, but you get it faster with this one on. And I usually have this skill on all of my alliance characters, so I'm always gaining that points back, or gaining SP back. See, I'll save and exit on that. And then, like, you have to do this for literally everybody. Now, what's really good too, thing that I should mention, like for like this panel, or maybe even on this panel with him, like at certain times your enemies will go into their little stance and they'll have the little purple like reticle on them that says you can hit them with a specific skill and that'll break them. So you don't necessarily have to have those skills on your panel. You can have them like on your like regular like skill palette. Like, you don't have to have them here, so you don't have to use them. So what I like to do is, a lot of the times, this is on what I have on my dual wield build right now, is I'll go to the Customize Arts panel, and then I will just go, instead of Monitor Enemy Status down, I'll change it to Order, so I can tell them when to do it, what to do, when to do, and then I'll switch it to one of these skills that is one of these things. So Bullet Break, Bullet break is one of the things that you do when when the enemy that you're fighting has a little like targeting reticle on them, so you can break them. There's two things that they can do, and I guess you're sort of gonna have to figure out like which one is which, because there's a bullet break one and there's a charge one. So charge break, yeah, bullet break and charge break. So that's the other one right there, and I'll have, you know, well actually I won't put both of them together, to be completely honest. I'll erase that. So I won't put both of them together. Save and exit. I'll go to here and customize arts panel, and then I will change this one to the charge break or whatever like that. So basically what it is whenever I am fighting the enemy, I will know that instantly if he goes into his little stance or the reticle appears above him, I can instantly hit this and he's going to do the attack that breaks them, you know? Or I can go that one, do the one that's going to be the bullet break or whatever like that. Now, if you don't want to have this on your main character Kirito, I super encourage you to do that at least with one of your other characters. All of your characters are going to have some ability that allows them to do the bullet break or the charge break. So whenever you see the enemy that you're facing do that, you can instantly just go press the L1 because that stops time, and then you can go to the character, press down on the D-pad, up or down, whatever the case may be, select that character as long as they have the SP for it, and you can see the SP by the little gold diamonds below the green health bar. If they have the SP for it, you just switch to them, or you don't have to switch to them, you just highlight them and then press whatever tile, square, triangle, circle, X, and they'll instantly do that ability that'll get that charge break. So you don't necessarily have to have it on your Kirito. You can have it on whatever. The dual wields build that I have right now for Kirito, I have it on those panels because that's, you know, I only use like one panel with him actually. So, oh, there's something up there. I only have one panel on him that I really like actually use. So that's one thing that you can do for the bullet break and the charge break that necessarily don't necessarily. How do And just as a section, no, okay. And just as a suggestion, one more thing before I go, when you have your different characters, play to those characters' strength. Like Silica for me, she is a debuffer, so I have a lot of stuff on her panels that allow her to debuff. Like she's my character that has Mind Break, and that Mind Break is going to be on the X, so I know exactly where Mind Break is. She's got Morale Boost here. I probably don't have to have Morale Boost there. I should probably put like Mind Break first, rather, and then go into the Morale Boost, because she's going to lose all of her SP once she does that, actually. So, actually, I should use the one that makes more sense, SP charge. You don't have to have any SP cost to this. So you Mind Break, hit the SP charge, and then I guess from SP charge you can go into probably a Galvanize to get all of your SP back. So that'd be good. That's a good build right there. Mind Break. So whenever your enemy is like weak or you're stronger than your enemy, you can hit that Mind Break and it'll like break them and you can do more damage. But the main thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is play to your strengths with your different characters, and also don't forget that if you're using alliance members, give them a lot of buffs that affect you as well, so you can like buff up all of your characters. And I think that's the main thing in this game, to do more damage, is to do the same buffs on all your alliance characters, so you can receive like double, triple the buffs. Because I don't think there's any rule against stacking. I'm not sure if there is. If you know there is, let me know down in the comments. But I do believe there's no thing against stacking, unless it's like a skill like Billion Blossom. You can't stack Billion Blossom, so it would be like pointless to use 2 Billion Blossoms at the same time, because you have to use like one and then another one. Because if you use 2 Billion Blossoms at the same time, you're just wasting it. Because Billion Blossom, all it does is skill connect X fail, and you can't like stack that. I mean, I guess technically the game will let you stack it, but there's no stacking effect for it. You know what I mean? It's not going to double the time. So you have to like make sure, like if you got Billion Blossom on like my Alice character, I think she has Billion Blossom down here. Customize art palette. Yeah, she has Billion Blossom right there. So if I use Billion Blossom on her when I first start in the fight, I don't want to go to my Kirito and make sure he doesn't have Billion Blossom down there. You know what I mean? Like if I do that, I'll probably have Billion Blossom on his actual skill palette instead, so I'll know that it's not one of the arts panels. Because when I do the arts panels and I come up to like a new fight, I definitely go straight into the arts panel first. So I'll probably have Galvanize on him and the Billion Blossom or whatever. So I ignore the skill connect X fail. All right, but that's it. That's the basic gist of it. I hope it wasn't like too all over the place. I hope you were able to get like a basic knowledge or understanding of how to use tactical arts better. Because tactical arts are literally that's, if you're not using tactical arts, I know it's tedious, but you should at some point in time just devote a portion of your gameplay like session to like tinkering with these. And you don't have to be super specific. You can just do 1 or 2 to like get your feet wet with it or whatever like that. Once you start to figure out like what does what, excuse me, and how things work, and then you can go into like more technical stuff. Like I think that the tactical palette and the tactical arts, it's a lot better than what they were doing before. And a lot of the times, you know, you can just tell your character what to do, when to do it. Like my Yu-Gi-Oh, whenever his aggro gets 75% left, he just does stuff, you know. And it's pre-programmed, so I think that's really good. It's better than the old system. All right, well, I've taken up too much of your time already, so that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this or anything else Sword Art Online, Last Recollection related, I'd love to hear about that in the comments, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.